Playtoon Kids TV.
In the quiet town of Wintermist, where snow falls like tiny dancing lanterns and the rooftops glitter beneath layers of soft white frost, lived a girl who always felt just a little different from everyone else, even if she could never quite explain why. Every December, the world outside her window shimmered as if waiting for her, glowing with the hushed kind of magic that only she seemed able to sense. And when Elara touched the falling snow, it sparkled brighter, just slightly, just softly, almost as though it recognized her presence and greeted her with a gentle twinkle. But this year, the snow carried a message more powerful than anything she had ever felt before. An invitation whispered through the chill. A silent call from the North Star itself, echoing across the frozen sky. Elara's grandmother had always known that the stars were watching her, telling her ancient tales of celestial guardians and forgotten winter magic. And on Christmas Eve, when the world was quiet enough to hear dreams, the pendant she wore began to glow. At first, it was faint, a pulse like a distant heartbeat, but soon it brightened into a warm, steady light. A bridge of pure starlight formed outside her window, stretching across the night like a glowing pathway carved from moonbeams, calling her forward with every shimmering step. And so, Elara Frostwind stepped onto a path that led into a world beyond dreams. A realm where the impossible unfolded gently before her eyes, where children of every magic walked beside her, as though they had been waiting all along. A boy named Kyle, guardian of the border winds, appeared from the swirling, frosty air and offered his hand, his wings carved from winter itself, shimmering with crystalline feathers that sparkled like sculpted ice. Around them, other children shone with gifts as bright as new constellations, some with hair that flowed like liquid silver, others with eyes filled with swirling galaxies, each carrying their gentle quiet ripples through the cosmic floor. And at the end, snowflakes glowed like lanterns in the night, drifting with a soft warmth that felt alive. Elara entered the great ballroom, a place where the sky itself seemed alive and swirling with ancient power. Here, children danced with living constellations, sharing laughter older than time, moving in harmony with patterns written long before their births. Even Taurus, the great bull of stars, bowed before her with a slow, regal motion, and Pegasus spread its shimmering wings, sensing the light within her heart and honoring it with a graceful arc of stardust. Then, from the far end of the hall, the queen of winter magic emerged, Asteria, who had been waiting for this moment since the day Elara was born. Her gown flowed like frozen moonlight, and her eyes held the deep tenderness of someone who carried centuries of wisdom. But deep within the ballroom, something stirred in the darkness. A storm older than winter itself, an ancient sorrow long forgotten, began to awaken, and the magic of the ball, once so bright, began to crumble around the edges. Kyle shielded the children with frost-covered wings, gathering them close as the shadows twisted and howled, while Queen Asteria held back the darkness with a barrier of shimmering starlight that radiated across the room like the first light of dawn. And yet, at the very heart of the storm stood Elara, alone, afraid, but unbroken. She remembered her grandmother's words whispered through the years. Kindness is the strongest magic. the phrase that had always comforted her during lonely nights. With nothing but compassion in her heart, Elara reached out and touched the raging storm. The darkness trembled beneath her fingertips, then softened, then transformed into light as the storm's truest spirit emerged, gentle, luminous, and aching for understanding. The entire hall watched in stunned awe as fear turned into hope, as a force once feared revealed its longing to be healed. Asteria placed a crown of starlight upon Elara's head, for only she could calm the storm and heal its wounded heart. Then the great star of hope descended from above, spiraling downward in a glorious cascade of glowing radiance and merged with her pendant, choosing her as its newest guardian. Elara Frostwind had become the keeper of Christmas light, a role whispered in prophecies older than Wintermist itself. Her friends cheered around her, celebrating the birth of a new guardian. For together, they were the future of the Starlight Court, the protectors of the magic that kept the world warm even in its coldest seasons. But even magic must rest, and soon the Bridge of Stars returned to guide them home, glowing softly like a lullaby made of light. Elara walked through the quiet dawn, forever changed, and when she returned to her bedroom, everything looked exactly the same. Yet she felt entirely, unimaginably different. Only 1 minute had passed, and still her heart carried a universe of new purpose. She gazed out her window, discovering her power, her destiny, and her heart, while the snow outside shimmered with fresh wonder, brighter than any winter she had ever known. The pendant at her neck glowed warmly, for the magic of the stars now lived within her. With a soft breath, she whispered, "Merry Christmas." And far above, the North Star twinkled softly back, as if answering her with a celestial smile.